Donald Trump is losing Republican support all over the place. And as his campaign is in this state of crisis and complete collapse, which is just so incredible to watch, a new MAGA influencer has come out and said that they are not going to be supporting Donald Trump, just stabbing him in the back at this terrible time for Donald Trump's campaign. Which I really just can't say without smiling, because it's so incredible. But we've seen in recent polling that lots of Republicans are moving over to Kamala Harris. As much as 5 to 10% of Republicans in any given poll are saying that they are switching their vote from Donald Trump, who they had previously backed in the last two elections, to Kamala Harris. But again, it's not just voters who are saying that they are no longer going MAGA, staying with MAGA, but it is MAGA influencers who are now deciding to turn on Trump. And the latest of those MAGA influencers to turn on Trump was Kyle Rittenhouse. And what he said about Trump just sent Donald and the rest of MAGA into this absolute angry spiral. There's just complete chaos in the MAGA world, a civil war really attacking Kyle Rittenhouse. And I want to get into it in this media-eyed article. MAGA influencers on social media raged at Kyle Rittenhouse on Friday after he announced he will not vote for Donald Trump in the November election. Rittenhouse, who became a right-wing icon after he shot dead two men during the racial unrest in Wisconsin in August 2020, said he will not vote for Trump because of his bad policy on protecting gun rates. The 21-year-old told his followers on X that he plans on writing in former Libertarian presidential nominee Ron Paul. "If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you." Rittenhouse told his followers on X, "If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you." Rittenhouse told his followers on X, "We need champions for the Second Amendment, or our rights would be eaten away and eroded each day." Rittenhouse later shared a post from the leader of the National Association for Gun Rights, who decried Trump's support for raising the minimum age for purchases and expanded background checks during his first term, as well as Trump's 2018 ban on bump stocks. Following his announcement, a number of pro-Trump X accounts bashed Rittenhouse for abandoning the GOP nominee and threatening to cut him off from the conservative movement. But before I get into those hilarious MAGA meltdowns, I just want to play the full clip of Alright House.
And that is true. I will be writing in Ron Paul. Unfortunately, Donald Trump had bad advisors making him bad on the Second Amendment, and that is my issue. If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you.
I obviously despise both Kyle Rittenhouse and Donald Trump, but in this moment, it's just great to see both of them at war with each other and MAGA all upset and in a state of civil war, complete chaos. And because that is happening, there was a lot of response to House on social media, like the article detailed that. I want to read some of those responses. Kyle Rittenhouse took the support of MAGA and Donald Trump, but now is completely turning on him to write in a candidate in 2024 after all the movement did for him. Absolutely disgusted with this kid that was an angry MAGA influencer. But it wasn't just him who was upset. A MAGA thought leader on Twitter by the name of Cat Turd had this to say about Kyle Rittenhouse by forever. "I can say a lot of things, but backstabbing millions who supported you at your lowest point, then turning on Trump right after he got shot, can't stomach. It won't put up with it, forgotten forever." It's such a beautiful thing to see MAGA turn on itself to be in this state of chaos. Republicans always want to say that Democrats are in disarray is the word that they like to use. But right now, Democrats have our together. We are ready to nominate Kamala Harris to be the party's nominee for president. She sets in the polls. The party has completely coalesced behind this message against Donald Trump. And for the future, things are great in the Democratic Party right now. But that is not the case for Donald Trump. And it's not just this one-off example of Kyle Rittenhouse, but the group Republican voters against Trump put together an incredible series of campaign ads in a new outreach effort called Republican Voters for Kamala Harris. And this campaign is so incredible that I just want to read a little bit about it. The Republicans for Kamala Harris campaign is launching a $500,000 swing state campaign that will showcase former Trump voters who are supporting Harris in 2024, the first major effort targeting conservative-leaning independent since Biden's withdrawal today. Republican voters against Trump launched a new $500,000 swing state ad in Billboard campaign, showcasing former Trump voters who will support Kamala Harris. This election, the campaign features 76 billboard, showing former Trump voters from Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, with the message, "I'm a former Trump voter. I'm voting for Kamala Harris." The campaign will run July 25th through August 31st in Michigan, Detroit, Grand Rapids, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, and Wisconsin, in Madison and Milwaukee. It is the first major campaign targeting conservative-leaning swing voters since Joe Biden dropped out of the race, and aims to boost Harris's support among this critical constituency. Republican Voters Against Trump is working to broaden the anti-Trump coalition that defeated the former president in 2020, which is still the largest coalition in American politics, with Harris replacing President Joe Biden. At the top of the ticket, Arvot's plans remain unchanged, making the case to key center-right swing voters that Trump is unfit for office. They are doing so by building a permission structure for conservative-leaning independents and undecided voters to support Harris or at least to reject Donald Trump. These voters traditionally identify with conservative values, and many still hold on to their Republican identity by showing others who fit this profile but still support Harris. We are speaking directly to these voters and helping deliver the constituency to reject Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the oldest nominee in American history. He is a generation older than Kamala Harris. He's a historically unfit candidate, said Sarah Longwell, Executive Director of Republican Voters Against Trump. The anti-Trump coalition is energized. Now, it's time to speak directly to swing state voters. The message that Donald Trump is unfit to be president and doesn't deserve their support in November. That's exactly what we're doing, and I want to show a couple of these great billboards that are going up across the most important swing states. I absolutely love these billboards showing Republicans who voted for Donald Trump in 2016 and 2020, and maybe still hold on to their identity saying, "Yes, I am a Republican, but I'm voting for Kamala Harris." And while these billboards are incredible, and they are doing great work to promote Republican voters who are voting for Kamala Harris, it's not the only thing that Arvad is doing. They also put out recently this incredible new ad.
America stands at a crossroads, and the choice this November couldn't be more clear. Do we elect the prosecutor or the felon?
Before I was elected vice president, I was an elected attorney general, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before that. As a prosecutor, I specialized in child sexual abuse cases. Well, Trump was found liable for committing sexual abuse. As Attorney General of California, I took on one of our country's largest for-profit colleges that was scamming students.
My office filed suit against Corinthian colleges and put it out of business. Donald Trump ran a for-profit college.
We're going to teach you better than the business schools are going to teach you. It's going to be a shorter process. It's not going to involve years and years of your life.
That was forced to pay $25 million to the students it scammed.
And as an attorney general, I held the big Wall Street banks accountable for fraud.
We have delivered to California $18 billion in relief for California's homeowners.
Donald Trump was just found guilty of fraud on 34 counts.
A criminal like Donald Trump must never be allowed to occupy the Oval Office. Vote the prosecutor, not the felon.
It's going to take a huge coalition of voters to defeat Donald Trump. In November, we saw in 2020, even with historic turnout and many Republicans moving their vote from Donald Trump to Joe Biden, it was still a relatively small margin in the important swing states of Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Georgia. And so we need everyone to turn up at the same levels, if not higher. And we need those levels to be higher, to make sure that we defeat Donald Trump. And that means building these key constituencies with people who may differ with us on policy, but still agree at fundamental levels that we can't talk policy unless we can first protect and establish our democracy and make sure that it is not being attacked by the MAGA movement and Donald Trump. And so I am so glad that Republican Voters Against Trump is launching all of these incredible campaigns, whether they be billboards and swing states, Whether they're running ads on TV across the country, it is important that we build this broad coalition of pro-democracy, American voters who are ready to defeat Donald Trump. And if you want to be a part of a coalition of people who are pro-democracy and wanting to defeat Donald Trump and talking about it every single day, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and join what we are building on this channel. It took us less than 1 month to pass 100,000 subscribers. We are building such an incredible movement here, and I am so proud of it. And with that milestone passing 100,000 subscribers, I wanted to put together a more exclusive way to support the show, an exclusive membership that you can join by hitting that join button below. It'll be bonus content every week. We'll be having exclusive videos, live streams, and it's a great way to support this channel. We are a new channel. We are a growing channel. And so if you want to support us, hit that join button. But as always, also make sure that you hit the like button. It goes a long way in supporting these videos and would mean the world to me. And until next time, I'll see you soon.